Modern dating is a total disaster. I haven't dated in many, many, many years, and for good reason. Women out there are claiming that men are refusing to date or have given up dating across the board, and I actually see it myself. But I know what the problem is, really. Ladies, you're not going to like what I have to say. It's simple, but it's not simple at the same time. Basically, women's expectations for relationships are exceedingly too high. Not just high, but exceedingly high. In comparison to the 1930s and 40s especially, women's expectations back then were fairly modest. But these days, women have a page, 2-page long list of requirements, that you have to check off each one before you're eligible. And ladies, I'm sorry, but that's just not the way. I mean, men are fairly simple creatures. Imagine us men having a huge checklist of expectations that you have to, and requirements that you have to meet before even considering even dating this woman. Women would lose their mind over that. No, we're fairly simple. We want, I tell you what we want. Women are wondering what the problem is. You have a checklist of expectations for us men. Us men, probably I would say most of us, simply just want, we would rather you love us for who we are more than what we can provide. Now, granted, I get it, it's part of a woman's nature to choose a man based off of the things that he can provide. And that is important, especially if you're looking to start a family and have children and all of this. But that shouldn't be the top factor, okay? You should learn that a man's peace means more to him than meeting requirements and expectations. And what happens when your expectations do not get fulfilled? You are left heartbroken, upset, and disappointed, and you're not happy anymore. And when women are not happy, it's game over, fellas. Just saying. It is what it is. They will monkey branch to the next fella. It's just what they do. Women think happiness comes out of a relationship or something. No, I'm sorry, it doesn't. Happiness is happenstance. What happens to you in turn causes you to be happy or not happy. Really, see, this is the thing. Me personally, I'm done dating. I've been done dating and do not want to date for over 15 years. A good 15 years. And I don't feel bad about it. I don't feel weird about it. In fact, I should have done this a long time ago. Stayed to myself, really. Dating is only for people who are looking to potentially marry someone and then to potentially have children and a family and so on and so forth. And well, I'm 48 years old, going on 49 here in a few months, and I've been there, done that, got a hat and t-shirt, and don't plan on ever doing that to myself again for many reasons. And the biggest one is the first one, topic I just brought up. Expectations are way too high. And, you can't. Men just want a couple of things, and women have a full 2-3 page checklist. That's the problem. Women seem, it would take a very special woman for me to actually want to be in a relationship with that woman. I know what I can bring to the table, and most men do know what they can bring to the table. That's why they would prefer to have you, a female, appreciate who they are as a person above what they can provide. What they can provide should be secondary. But it's a game, and it shouldn't be a game. It feels like a game because it's being played, the relationships are being played as a game, and they shouldn't be. If you play any relationship or treat any relationship as a game, you're going to lose every time. Every single time. And this is a message for men out there. I mean, really, you got to be careful. Very careful. I don't care how good the woman may seem, you may want to test the waters even longer than expected before potentially tying a knot. Because once that knot is tied, it's tied. And there's no backing out at that point. I mean, yeah, you can, but it's a nightmare. Generally speaking, it's a nightmare. It wasn't such a nightmare for me. It worked out for me. I was able to come out unscathed, fortunately for me. That's usually not the case for the majority of us men. But I still ended up getting the short end of the stick anyway, even though, you know, how it all played out anyway. And that's just the thing, even though no good deed goes unpunished, right? No matter how good you are, you're still going to get smacked around and crapped on just because women think that they are entitled to do such things. That's just an entitlement. Women especially feel entitled. They feel like they deserve this and that and the other thing. Honestly, I think everyone in the world should experience homelessness for at least a year. I'd say probably up to 2 years. In my older years in life here, I've learned the hard way what's important and what isn't important. What's worth my energy and what isn't worth my energy. And I'm very picky and choosy on who I let into my world, simply because my peace that I have is worth protecting at all costs. And I very well plan on doing so with every bit of my fiber of my being, is to protect my peace. I will never allow any female to destroy that peace. Any female that say I potentially get with or have a relationship with, maybe possibly in the future, which I don't foresee happening, I'm just saying, in general, she would have to be, you know, bring peace into my world, bring loyalty into my world, would have to be a very unique individual for sure. I don't want the typical female. I want an original woman, and I will know who she is when I come across this person, because I have a different checklist, and it's not, you know, anything complicated like, say, maybe a female's checklist of expectations. No, I have a real logical checklist, and if any of them are slightly off, it's not going to work out. And I will know pretty quick. It's taken me years to refine this This little checklist has a lot to do with psychology, you know, but it's nothing crazy. I mean, it's just common sense stuff. That's another thing. Any person that I potentially get with would have to have definitely possess a good bit of common sense. I couldn't handle someone that does not have it. It would probably drive me crazy. Actually, it does drive me crazy if someone doesn't have common sense. How can you be extremely book smart and have zero common sense? Well, I'll tell you, there's people out there that are like that. Smart. I call them the smartest stupid person I've ever come across, or one of the smartest stupid people I come across. That's because they lack total common sense. You can have a head full of knowledge, but if you don't have common sense about life and things in general, it's going to make life a total nightmare and chaotic. I couldn't be involved in that world of lacking common sense. And there's a lot of it going on out there. My life is fairly simple these days. It's taken me all of my life to get to the perfect peace that I have. I mean, I don't have much. I don't need much to make me content. Anything more than this, say, what makes me content is really simple. I mean, I'd be content with a backpack, a stick, walking stick, and my dog. Anything more than that is a luxury to me. I feel blessed having this SUV. I feel blessed having certain good people in my life I can call, friends. Because I don't have many good friends that are solid, good people. And I appreciate those people in my life. But again, there's no point in dating anyone at my age. I'm too old. The way I see it, I'm almost 49. It's too old to start over again. It's too old to date. Why date? Because I don't want to get married. I already did that, and I don't want to get married. Like your traditional way of getting married, if that was the case. Now, I mean, to get married, to have a family and all of that, blah, 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 blah. No, I don't want to do all that. I definitely don't want to have more kids. But, now, I would consider, though, getting married, but not in the traditional sense that you would think legally, with the United States government involved. I would get married by having a preacher, and a preacher only, marrying me, and I won't sign anything. I'm not signing a marriage certificate or any legal document. I just want to get married by a preacher, and that's it. And that should be sufficient in this world, but people think you have to get the U.S. government involved for it to have the stamp of approval of it. It's more to me than just that. I don't think the government needs to be involved in my relationship anyway. So, just kind of my 2 cents on that. So when it comes down to it, what women's expectations are just not logical for modern relationships, in my mind. I mean, the expectations are just too high, and then if you don't meet those expectations, the woman is left feeling unhappy. So what do, right? I mean, it's like damned if you do and damned if you don't. Don't matter, doesn't. And it's just there's more benefit for the woman with all those expectations, right? How does a man benefit, right? Well, one says, well, you know, I'm the package, like she's like the prize, right? To be won. She acts like, well, I'm the prize, you get all this. It's kind of like their attitude. Come on, you need to, if that's your attitude, y'all need to try a little bit harder than thinking that your body is all that in a bag of chips, right? And that should just, that's the deal. I mean, that's it, right? But here we are, we have to check off all your little boxes of expectations, but what? You're the prize for us? That we get to what's for sex? Sex is not the most important thing. Not at all. It should be the byproduct of love, right? Or it shouldn't just be just for physical pleasure. It should mean more than just that. But it's just, I think it's just got to a point where men are realizing that the dating thing is stacked against them. From expectations to the benefits, it benefits women more in marriage by far than it does a man. So what's the incentive for men? There isn't one, really, other than to have sex. Because women act like they are the prize to be won, but yet they don't feel like they need to meet any expectations, while at the same time we have to meet all of theirs. It's a little unfair, you know? Doesn't that sound a little unfair? I think it sounds a little unfair. And there should be fairness. Women been fighting for equality, right, for so long, but yet they're not being equal. And in the thought process of the whole thing, it's complicated, and women are complicated. Women like to complicate things more so than what they need to be, by far. And all the stress, all the drama, and everything else tied to that end of it, it just makes it a whole lose-lose situation. It's just better to be alone. Why bother? If at the end of the day, all you get is a headache constantly. And it's always like a soap opera. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'd like to hear what some of your thoughts and ideas are about what I'm talking about. It's just been kind of on my mind a little bit, so there it is. Peace.